So I want to tell you about two guys that I was talking to recently. Both of them were active guys. Both of them had been dealing with some form of back pain or sciatica for a while. And both of them had honestly gotten pretty good at managing it. Like, they knew what to avoid. They knew how to still modify things at the gym. They would still go to work. They could still mostly function. They weren't debilitated or anything like that. And then life happened. So the first guy had this massive work event, like 4 days straight on his feet, 35,000 steps a day, moving tables, setting up venues, just running around nonstop. And then right after that, he flew out for his brother's wedding, and he was determined to be there. Like, stand at the altar, sit through dinner, be present for one of the biggest days of his brother's life. So he pushed through all of it. And then the day after the wedding, he couldn't even stand. He couldn't sit, and he ended up in the emergency room. The second guy just took a road trip. Long drive, felt a little off when he got there, woke up the next morning and could barely move. Sciatic pain shooting all the way down to his toes. And both of them said the same exact thing to me. Like, I don't understand. Like, I was fine one moment, and then it just happened. But here's the thing. It didn't just happen. So if you've ever had that moment where your back went from like manageable to completely unbearable, seemingly out of nowhere, this is exactly why it happened. And once you understand it, it kind of changes everything. So I've talked before about the bucket idea, the idea that your back has this capacity bucket and everything you do throughout the day fills that bucket. Sitting, standing, walking, working, lifting, and when it overflows, you flare up. But here's the part most people don't actually think about. That bucket doesn't just overflow in one session. It doesn't overflow because you did one wrong thing. Most of the time, it's been filling for weeks, like quietly, steadily, while you were managing, while you're modifying, while you were telling yourself that you were fine. Every day you pushed through a little discomfort, the bucket got a little fuller. Every time you noticed a symptom and ignored it because you could still function, the bucket got a little fuller. Every time you said, yeah, I'll just deal with it later, the bucket got a little fuller. And then life put something big in front of you. A wedding, a road trip, a work event, something you just can't say no to, something that actually matters. And you push through it because that's what you do. And your back holds on right up until it can't anymore. And then it doesn't just overflow, it floods. And that's when it goes from manageable to unbearable. Not overnight, it just felt that way. And here's what makes this so scary that when it happens, because when you go from functioning to barely being able to stand, your brain just immediately goes to the worst place imaginable. Like, did I rupture something? Did I just make this permanent? Is this just my life now? And I want to answer that. No. What happened in most cases wasn't a new injury. It was your nervous system just hitting a wall. Your back had been running on empty for weeks, trying to protect itself, compensating, guarding, and it finally just said, I can't do this anymore. Shut everything down. That's not permanent damage. That's just a nervous system that's just been completely overwhelmed. And an overwhelmed nervous system needs two things. One, time to calm down, and then two, an actual rebuild. Not more managing, not more modifying, a real rebuild. So if you're in that place right now where you went from okay to not okay really fast, the first thing I want you to hear is that you didn't break anything, you just overflowed the bucket. But here's the thing, and this is actually the most important part of this whole video, so listen up. Once you calm down from this flare-up and things start feeling manageable again, that is the most dangerous moment. Because that's exactly when most people just go right back to what they were doing before. Managing, modifying, pushing through, and filling the bucket right back up. Until the next wedding, the next road trip, the next thing that they just can't say no to. And it happens again from something even smaller than before. Because the bucket is still the same size, actually probably smaller. And the only thing that actually changes that pattern is making the bucket itself bigger, which means rebuilding your back's capacity from the ground up. Not when you feel good, not when you think you're ready, but starting at level 0, where your nervous system is actually right now, and then building from there. Slowly, consistently, until your back can actually handle real life again. Playing with the kids, sitting through long work days, sitting through long flights. Not just manage it, but actually handle it. Without that constant fear, that one bad week is going to put you back in the ER. So those two guys I mentioned at the start, they're not special cases. They're just two people who got really good at managing something they should have been rebuilding. And eventually, their back just ran out of runway. But here's the thing, Yours doesn't have to, but it requires actually doing something different this time, not just waiting for it to calm down and going right back to normal, whether that's lifting, whether that's another physical event that you can't avoid, because normal is what got you here. There are 2 ways I can help if you're ready to actually change this. First, I put together a free masterclass that walks you through exactly how the rebuild process works and what it actually looks like to make your bucket bigger instead of just managing how full it gets. Link is in the description for that. Second, if you want a structured plan built specifically around where your nervous system's at right now, not where you before this happened, but where you actually are right now, there's an application link in the description to work with me directly. I keep my numbers small so I can actually be hands-on with everyone I work with. If you're serious, the link is there. I'll catch you in the next one.